Good morning, everybody. We're getting ready to do this thing. NFC North talk. Russell Wayne. Good morning. Here we go. We're doing this thing. Get them comments in there. Who you representing from the NFC North? Put it up in the comments. What's going on, Singles Dad Club? Love that Lions pick. Yeah, we're getting sophisticated over here. What's up, Jordan? What's up, Cody? Yeah. Look at that. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome one, welcome all. I'm hoping I have a good internet stream right here. My name is Russell Wayne, and this is NFC North Talk with your host, Russell Wayne, and we talking all things NFC North. We are broadcasting live into NFC North main event 365. Bill the Packer fan. We're broadcasting live for all you Packer heads out there. Mike the Bear fan for all you Bear fans out there. The Detroit Lions news for all of those people out there. And the Detroit Lions villain squad, which is our page right here. And, you know, we don't ask for much. And the thing that we do ask is absolutely free of charge right here. Please go follow and like this video. If you're hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth right now, that means that you enjoy NFL football talk. And if you're enjoying our programming right here, please make sure that you hit the like button and the subscribe button on here, as we are talking all things NFC North. And right now in the NFC North, the Detroit Lions are on the top of the division, arguably with a 3-game lead over everybody, since we do own the tiebreaker over the Green Bay Packers, even if they were to try to come back. And we beat the shit out of those guys. Man, what a good team that this Detroit Lions team. And guess who is the number one quarterback in the NFL? Not the NFC North, the NFL via PFF is one Jared Michael Thomas W. Goff. The best quarterback in the NFL. That is crazy. And I know, I'm waiting for all you haters out there. You're going to go in there, you like PFF? I don't like it. Too bad. By PFF, your Jared Michael Thomas W. Goff is the best quarterback in the NFL. Wow. I never thought I'd be able to say that about any Lions quarterback. Wow. I don't know if I got the internet fixed yet, Cody. Does it look like it? Am I coming through clear? Can everybody hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? Give me a couple thumbs up in there. Let me know how the internet, and no, I didn't change anything on the internet. It's like, I feel like I'm in this spot right here where I'm just calling up and just complaining. And I don't know what they're really going to do for me. They give me all the best equipment. They give me all the best stuff. And it's supposed to be good. And yeah, everybody says that I'm good. Cool. If I'm loud and clear, then that's a good thing. Maybe just StreamYard gets all wacky when a ton of people are getting on there. Maybe a ton of people are on the internet at the same time. I don't know what happens with that. Anyway, you guys all think that you can hear me good right now, so that's good. But we got a big game this weekend. I wanted to be able to hit that too. And I really want you guys to be able to dictate, where I go with this. I mean, I know what I want to talk about, but here we are. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, I am a little bit slow on the internet right there, but that's all right. We'll make this thing work anyway. But this game this weekend. Oh, what? Wrong one again. Gosh, this thing is moving slow. Right there. Uh-oh. Yeah, the Green Bay Packers lost again. No, the Bears versus the Vikings. Now, this is interesting right here because, I mean, somebody's going to be able to try to keep pace here in the NFC North. And, I know that it seems doom and gloom right now, but anything can happen in the NFL, right? Teams can start winning, go on winning streaks. Teams can go on losing streaks. It's not to think that, not to say that, the Lions couldn't go on a losing streak right here. And, you other guys in the division, the Vikings or the Bears, somebody could come out with a win and end up 2 games behind. And it's still early in the season. So how are you feeling right there? I mean, if you're a Viking fan and you just lost Justin Jefferson for the entire season, the defense actually looks like it was starting to do some things with a bunch of no-name players under Brian Flores. So, I mean, if you're a Viking fan, how do you feel about that? If you're not a Viking fan, how do you feel about the Vikings? Steve says that the Bears beat Vikings are cooked. I don't know what that means. I think that means that you think the Bears are going to beat the Vikings. And I think that's a good possibility. I mean, who's to say? I mean, the Bears definitely could beat the Vikings. I feel like the Bears played the best game of their season last week against the Commanders. So I think that's that can be said. And the Vikings look like they're paying for their sins, of Kwesi going out there and being reckless with the cap and, reckless with just getting rid of players and trading players and trying to get players. You went all in last year and you got to pay for that. You got to pay the piper if you're going to go in like that, because now you're behind the cap. Now you're dealing with the cap constraints. Now, you're getting a couple injuries here and there, and then that's what really hurts you at the end of games. Now, you guys were in all of those games. You guys could easily be 4-1 just as easy as you're 1-4. And I can acknowledge that. So what do you think out there? Bears versus Vikings. Bears versus Vikings. It's war week. And they're battling for the basement of the division. Someone's going to stand tall and proud, right? Tall and proud. We're going to be in 3rd place. And who knows, with the Packers, I don't think the Packers are going to lose on their bye week. So they're trying to get right. They had a lot of injuries. The Green Bay Packers did. And they just lost a heartbreaker right there. All right. How am I feeling? All right. The Vikings got cooked. Fred says that Goff's not going full Prescott. I don't know if he's going full Prescott, but he's playing the best football of his career. I mean, I know PFF. I put it out there because it's a real thing. The passing grades say that Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the NFL. And he's playing like the best quarterback in the NFL. I don't think he is the best quarterback in the NFL, but when everything's running smoothly, they know what they want out of that offense. He knows what he's doing. He has full command. All the players have full trust in Jared Goff to run the offense. So I don't know if he's going full Prescott. I mean, I don't know if you might even be talking about me. Goff going full Prescott. Oh, he's the best in the NFL. The Lions are going to the Super Bowl. I don't know about that. But it is fun to be a Lions fan right now. Winning football games, notoriously bad in September usually. I mean, Dan Campbell started September out 0-4 in his first year and 1-4 in his second year. And this year going to 4-1, that feels pretty good. I mean, he's got to feel pretty good about his young team turning around, turning the corner. So I like that. I like that. Jordan says that without JJ, I want to give the Bears the nod. I'll lose 0 minutes sleep either way. And as Lions fans, we're talking about this. We don't care. We don't care. If they both could lose, we would be happy with that. But they can't. So we'll be satisfied with one of them if they tied. That would be funny. I know you can always go for the tie. Going for the tie. Yeah, one funky Lions fan says Minnesota without JJ and a suspect run game. Chicago just might get a win. Chicago might make it 2 in a row. 2 in a row for Chicago? Going on a win streak? Get all them Justin Fields truthers. Yeah.
It's my quarterback.
Justin Fields. He's going to take over the league.
It's my quarterback.
Oh, it's Justin Fields. Look at him. He completed 3 passes to DJ Moore.
It's my quarterback.
And DJ Moore did the rest, but it's all Justin Fields. Oh, wow. But look who we have in the back. It's not Justin Fields. It's Grove. GT Teague the fourth. Welcome to the program, my brother.
What is happening, my brother? How you doing, baby?
I'm doing fine. I'm seeing you all smiling back there with my Justin Fields narration. We're all going MVP, baby. Let's go.
Oh man, he's amazing.
Bear down.
Woo! Just wipe all the other 9 guys out the way. You know,
that's okay. I love watching those the comments and all the Bear fans just jumping on the Justin Fields train, and I don't see as many of the hey, DJ Moore is the bad man right here, and it's like I don't mind. I mean, Justin Fields did throw the passes.
He put it there,
and I would say that touchdown pass that he threw in the back of the end zone to DJ Moore is probably the best throw of his NFL career. But DJ Moore's a bad man once he catches the ball, and then he's just running.
Yeah, he's tough, man. He's like a bigger. He's a very tough receiver with very strong hands. You know, very consistent. You know, he wasn't getting the ball as much as he wanted back in the day with Carolina. Was he in Carolina, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm always on cats that are consistently catching the ball, you know, so.
And he can make miracles happen after he catches it, and that's always so dangerous. I thought that DJ Moore could be Justin Fields' best friend in this year, and he's proven to be so far this year that was probably the best Bears acquisition of the offseason, is making sure that he was included in that trade.
Steve Smith was who I was thinking about.
Steve Smith, yep.
He feels like a bigger Steve Smith, you know, just tough, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought that was it was pretty surprising to me also. You know, Washington is one of the teams that I'm watching, you know, on Amway No Sports this year, you know.
Okay. And
when they do good, they're the Commodores, you know, but when they get spanked like that, they are the Commanders, you know, so.
This is a get right game for one of these 2 teams, and the word around the campfire of what I'm feeling from the fan bases is that Minnesota's kind of given up on their season. Like, it's far, not the team, but the fan base is kind of like, hey, let's tank for Caleb Williams. We got the offensive line. Let's and now Justin Jefferson's shut down. We can't do anything. Are they really that bad now without Justin Jefferson?
You know what? That's a shame when a team feels like that. Out of 53 guys, you know what I'm saying? I feel fortunate as a Lions fan, regardless of our history, that we were never like that. You know, even our 0-16 year, dude, we were in a bunch of those games, you know.
Right.
And it was never, ever crossed my mind, to tank. But I'm going to tell you, any of these NFL teams that's trying to do that doggone nonsense, they're in for a rude awakening, because the NIL has these college players like, what? Are you kidding me? No, I'm going to stay in college and make pay. You know what I'm saying? So all that Caleb, all that Michael Penix, all that stuff is out the window if you be tanking, because they don't want to. I wouldn't want to play for you.
Yeah, because you think, like, if you honestly believe that because you get this number 1 draft pick, some kid from college is going to come in against grown men in the NFL that have been doing it and win at a higher level, you think that you're going to get this college kid and all of a sudden he's going to compete with the best of the best. It's like, yeah, he may be a nice player. He might be somebody good for your franchise, but if you picking first, 1 through 5, you're picking 1 through 5 for a reason.
Yeah.
And it ain't just that guy that you're going to draft, or maybe 2 guys. Maybe you get 2 first-round picks, like Chicago. But if Poles keeps on missing on these picks, I mean, it don't matter. I mean, you could. I have all the picks. I remember I used to talk to you in the mornings, being like, GT, we got all these picks. And you're just like, come on, Russ. Like, I mean, they got to hit on some of these picks in order for it to work.
Yeah.
So they're going through it, and they get to kind of feel what that's like to, be battling right here for trying to get out of the basement right here.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe that Minnesota is the better team right now. I like the way that they're playing. I don't like the way that they're playing, but for teams that have been losing games, they remind me of the 0-16 Lions, where they were right in those games and they just found a way to lose at the end of the game. But they're not bad.
Yeah. And Russ, this is coming off a year when they were doing the exact same thing, but they were squeaking out the win.
Right.
Even Fontaine was talking about it. It's like, man, they just squeaking out, give them props for the W. But yeah, they just moved like a couple centimeters to the wrong side, and now they losing all of those games. They was in a tough battle with Kansas City, but the fact still remains. It feels like a stanky tank, it don't feel right, man, and so.
But because of the Justin thing?
No, as far as Minnesota,
Yeah, I mean, they shut down Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like it's not a tank. They're not tanking. They're still going to go out there with Addison and TJ Hawkinson and Osborne, and they're still going to try to win the games, but their best player, my leg,
Yeah.
I mean,
man, man, I'm telling you, I've been feeling this for a while, but I really, man, they really need to change that doggone turf, man. And they need to stop acting so cheap as far as the NFL owners. They said it probably cost like $3 million a year. That ain't nothing to them, dude. Come on, man.
Right. Right. And it would take the excuse of it right out. And I'm not saying that Justin Jefferson is not faking an injury. I'm not, because I don't believe that they ever fake injuries. What it is, am I willing to tolerate my injury for this game? And a lot of those guys, they could sit themselves down and be like, look, I got a sprained ankle. And they may, in a playoff type of situation, if they were still in it, might be like, yeah, I can play through that. Yeah, we're playing for something. I can play through that. And now they're like, wow, we're 1-4. I ain't playing through shit. I'm
Well,
hurt. I'm
you know what's
hurt.
so crazy? When the last few days when I've been doing the sizzle reel for the show,
I saw that.
I had to go through a lot of content of us, dude. And I remember one show that we were discussing load management in the NBA.
Yes.
Is that what we're about to see? You know, I mean,
why not?
We already heard that the running backs, you know, there was a little something going around for them to fake injuries, you know. So there's a possibility that can come in, man. But I'm telling you, as a former player, there's a huge difference between the soil, and the turf, man. You know, I saw it with Kelsey, dude. That didn't look right. I remember seeing it with OBJ in the Super Bowl. There are just certain moves and certain turns that you can't do, but you don't know up here because it ain't consistent.
Right.
You know? So yeah.
And when we had Mark Schmidt, the former NFL wide receiver from the Lions on the show, we talked about, and it was specifically about the turf. And he was talking about the leg going down into the mud, and when they're on the turf, where the turf will actually give you that 1 or 2 inches of like leeway in there. The AstroTurf doesn't give you that, and that's why they've been like the injuries have been so much more on the turf. Now the turf is way better now. They're scientifically, you know, putting it together now with the guys that were on NASA, and they're going to go to the Mars with some of the AstroTurf that they made. And I mean, I don't know.
It's just like automobiles, dude. They keep on improving them, but we still got to take them to the mechanic constantly. You know,
right?
I mean, yeah, the turf is improved, but you see cats getting up with all the black speckles all over their face and in their mouths and stuff. That can't be cool, you know.
Right.
And then as far as digging into the mud, well, that's the climate, that's the rain. So on the soil, you're digging into the mud, but on the turf, you sliding all over the place, man.
Right.
You don't have no traction, you know.
And there's and you're not getting that cushion when you're making your cuts, which is that sudden. I can almost just see it, visualize the muscle coming right off of the ACL coming right off the bone right there, and just being like, oh man, why you guys got to be like that?
Yeah,
man. Yep. We got game tonight. I mean, I obviously the Chiefs are going to get all these prime time games, right? Seems like they're on prime time every other week. We got to see Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
we're gonna sell some insurance.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes, and this was
Mahomes
supposed to be Mahomes and Mahado. Yeah, and you know, when they first made this trade, when the Broncos made this trade away 3 first-round picks to bring in Russell Wilson, this was probably a marquee matchup. They were like, yeah, here come the Broncos. All they needed was Russell Wilson. And like, this is looks like it's going to be another forgettable Thursday night game with the Chiefs just, you know.
Coaching counts. Coaching counts because I too, you know, you remember Fontaine, that was his team he was watching last year because of the addition of Russell Wilson. And yes, that defense was the truth. You know,
right?
They were losing a lot of little bitty games, you know, or winning games. They beat San Francisco early in the season last year, you know,
right?
So somehow Sean Payton, the great Sean Payton, don't know nothing about defense all of a sudden. You know, and Russ is playing better than he played last year, you know, so this is going to be like a Kansas City 707 type of thing, it looks like. I mean, I don't know. They seem to have had problems with Zach Wilson and the Jets. You know, I mean, yeah, everybody wants to talk about that defense, which is great, but they were getting scored upon, you know. Zach was making some throws and things like that, you know, so.
Well, he was doing that. I mean, when he came out, I mean, he wasn't picked number 2 overall because they thought he was going to be, you know, as shitty as he was. So he was like, I mean, He had that Mahomes type of stuff that he was doing in college, throwing it off his back foot and, all these different angles. So maybe he's finding himself.
Yeah.
Maybe them going out and getting Aaron Rodgers lit a fire under his ass and be like, they ain't never going to take this job back from me.
Yeah.
And but when we were talking last week about how the lions and the villains and the gangsters and stuff like that, and how we didn't like the bandana run up from behind somebody and like a Grand Theft Auto type of villain, right? And that's where like playing around with AI and some different things, I came up with this thing right here. And then when I see a villain, this is how I see the villain. I want a sophisticated villain. I want a guy that's going to walk into your front door and say, hey, you know what? We're going to look after your spot for you. How does 50% sound? That's how my villains are going. I want my villains throwing their coats down in front of women and treating women with respect and holding doors open. Those type of villains that may be looked at from the outside as villains, but maybe they're really, really good people. That's how I see. When I say villain squad, I think classy people that may be doing it a little bit different than everybody else. And maybe from the outside, we look like the villains, but from the inside, we just a loving family that love the camaraderie of football and love the way that it's not just a football game. It's about the family getting together on the day that the football game happens and then sharing time with each other and watching a football game that we all love. And the priorities. That's what I see when I see villain.
Yeah, I appreciate how the superhero movies and TV shows were putting a little bit more emphasis on the origin of the villain so you could see. I mean, I think I really got my head turned as far as the Jessica Jones series.
Yeah.
That villain really blew my mind, because he couldn't help it. He really couldn't help the fact that he could hear and he could whatever he said happened. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all been young and we've all said things that if we were more mature, if we were adults, we wouldn't have said that. We wouldn't have thought that, So,
right.
Villains definitely have an origin story that need to be told and they need to be helped, But in our situation, the intelligent villain. I mean, I was telling one of my partners, I was like, I can feel an English accent, type of thing, with the Detroit Lions villain vibe. Well, we palindromed the Panthers last week, which is 42-24. Any word, any number flipped is the same thing. So 42-24 is the palindrome. And that's exactly what we did.
Okay. I didn't think about it like that. I think of it more like straight up, like the gangsters.
He looks like he got a straight up accent. Hello. Roar.
No, he's like, listen to it more like this. G, be like, hey, Detroit, look, I took care of that thing for you. Okay.
I feel you.
Yep. And it's not Dan Campbell, it's the Don Campbell. I just went out there, Dan told me to come over here and take care of this guy's kneecaps over here because he didn't pay.
Yeah.
And now he's got to pay. So I think of it more like gangsters, like Joe Pesci was in Goodfellas.
Yeah, but oh man, it's a show that Sarah and I were watching, man, with the Irish brothers that it reminded me of. I can't remember what it was called, man, but that's what that picture. Now that you said that with the accent.
Hey, you know what? No matter where you're from, if you're from Ireland, you're from England, you make this lion talk in whatever way you want this lion to talk right there. Yeah. I live in the ghetto. So, I mean, maybe my lion talks a little bit different than your lion. Yeah. But that's what we do. But that's what we're doing right here.
I wish I could remember the name of that. That was a good show, man. I think it's still, they did about 5 or 6 episodes, 5 or 6 seasons of it, man. It was gangster like crazy, but it was depicted like in the 1800s or the early 1900s. And gosh, Sneaky Blinders or something, Peaky Blinders or something.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Right on with that. And so, you know, speaking of the gangsta stuff right here, this is just something I'm going to throw out here. And I do feel for you Minnesota Viking fans. I feel like the game, you could feel a certain way about the way that game ended. But as a Lions fan, I can't give you nothing on that because this is the way that I feel when I hear y'all complaining about the refs. Because I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, we ain't hearing it because they change rules for us. Like they give us like public apologies. Oh yeah, we really you probably should have won that game, but we're really no. I just want you to know that we're really sorry about that. And
Yeah,
that's
we
what
got
they
one this
tell
year
us.
too.
We
We
got
got one of
that.
them apologies this year too when the Kansas City tackle kept on, you know.
Yeah.
Get out of here, man. I don't, man. Yeah. We could do a documentary on how many times we were screwed by them zebras.
And that's the thing. And I think this goes into the psychology of why Dan Campbell is so aggressive on 4th down. Because we ain't trying to let you guys be in this game. Because if you in this game, then they might have a chance. Those guys might have a chance to come in here and mess up my groove.
Yeah.
And they can't do that. So if I have to go for it on every 4th down that I can go for it on, I'm going to. I'm gonna stomp you out. That's why you see 3 double-digit wins in a row. It's because they ain't taking no chances. You ain't getting back in this game. Even if the referees help you, which they still do. You know, in that third quarter, it always seems like I always call it like the third quarter, like a holding penalty drive that they get down there with their little, their little pass interferences and however they get them down there, but they always score a touchdown on us in that third quarter. Yeah, it is what it is. We don't want to complain about that. I don't want to complain about refs, and I ain't going to allow you to do it either. Okay. That's cool. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, we know where you're coming from, you know. Yeah.
But there is one thing that we know for sure is
love stinks.
His love stinks. And I'm willing to go there right now until he proves me otherwise. Like, you guys touted him as Green Bay Packer fans. You guys touted him as if he was going to be the next Aaron Rodgers. You ran Aaron Rodgers out of town because he couldn't get it done. You couldn't wait for Jordan Love to come in there and show you how it's done. Jordan Love came in there, and even with the first game that they truck sticked the Chicago Bears, we told you, pump the brakes. That's the Chicago Bears. And then the last 3 games, this guy's a career 50%.
It's my quarterback.
Completion percentage, 50%. You can't win in the NFL. I don't care how athletic you are.
Love stinks.
And I know that also when you put all of that time and energy into liking this guy, and I feel for you. We had Joey Harrington. We had John Kitna. We had Jeff Garcia before we got and had Matt Stafford. And we were dumb and we wanted to run Matt Stafford out of town. And then he leaves town and he's going to becomes a Super Bowl champion without us. So that hurts. But you guys get to feel a little bit of that pain, and you guys can justify it. If you guys are out there and you're a Green Bay Packer fan and you still believe,
it's my quarterback.
still believe in Jordan Love, let me know. I mean, that's cool. Put it out there in writing, because I don't believe him in anymore. I'm not afraid of him. I can't wait till we can wax the floor with him on Thanksgiving again when you come into our house. That way we can do that. Tap, 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 tap. Smack your butt right in front of the national audience on our home turf. We can't wait. We want to do that. And we have Go ahead.
I can't help but like do a comparative analysis, like try to put myself in that position of Aaron Rodgers. I remember when it happened, dude, and it'd be just like like our annual show, Toolology show at the shop when we get together, and I come up to your crib, and you got this bass player friend, that's playing Tool stuff, and I'm like, what's going on? Oh no, it's all right, G. It's we know you've been, you getting old, and we just trying, you just learning stuff right now. No, I'm gonna leave that rehearsal sensitive, and
Love
I did not
stinks.
think that was cool how they moved up to grab him in the first round when they needed so much else that year.
My
And
quarterback.
3 years later, you done had 3 years with this coaching staff, and you look like that. And I'm seeing cats like Burrow. I'm seeing cats like Herbert. I'm seeing cats like Hurts. I'm seeing cats like Mahomes just come out and kill it.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, and it started even the year before that. They should have traded Aaron Rodgers to Denver when they were paying 3 first-round picks. And Gutekunst, not good at drafting Gutekunst, decided that he wanted to go ahead and get that quarterback early.
A lot of G's.
And now, no, wait a minute. I have Aaron Rodgers. We got one more year left in this. Let's go in for one, and then you have an 8-9 season, and then you're left with him. And then you can't get as much value out of that quarterback. You could have gotten 3 first-round picks, but you missed on that because you already knew Love wasn't that good. You knew it. You've had him on your roster for 4 years. And you showed it by extending him instead of giving him a 5th-year option by paying him less money to stay around in the extension because you knew that he wasn't going to be good. It is what it is. Gutekunst, I don't know. Who do you blame out there? Is it Joe Barry's fault? Is it Love's fault? Is it LaFleur's fault? Or am I just touting? Am I just running my mouth way too early? And we just need to let LaFleur get it together. I mean, he's snapping on reporters.
It's an all around problem out there in Wisconsin, dude. It's I mean, as we just talked about, man, there are teams in this doggone league that are getting the right coach and the right players, and they're playing the right doggone schemes on offense, defense, and special teams, and they're turning their doggone franchises around. There's no excuse to have a quarterback as talented as Love was coming out of college, as talented as he looks, to look that inefficient, man. I mean, like I said before on your last show, he's fun to watch, man. I love the way he moves. I love how he releases the ball. But that's it. That's it. If that was all you needed as a QB, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, all right. But no.
Yeah, the ball has to, once you release it, no matter how pretty it is, it needs to be accurate to the place that it needs to be going. Yeah. Or at least a jump. I mean, if he's got to jump a little bit to get it, but some of those passes, and I knew it, man, watching the first 3 games that he played, there were so many of these errant throws that just kind of went to nowhere that it's like eventually that nowhere pass is going to be right to a defender. I mean, there's not always going to be nobody there.
Unless he's throwing it on 000 like he did against us. Then you can go ahead and get that man deep.
Yeah, and that was probably one of his best throws that he had all season, was when the one that shouldn't have counted. But it's all good. It's all good. But that's the thing, is like we deal with the refs, and that's we finish that game out.
Yep.
Minnesota without JJ is a suspect. And a suspect run game. Chicago might just get a win. I think I already read that one. I think I went up too high right there. Gonna ship Cousins off and rebuild. No reason Jefferson to play another down this year. Steve, are you? If you're a Minnesota fan, I mean, I feel you on that. I feel you from a fan perspective. But this is do you want a team that's willing to tank? I mean, you should fight, because you need to build off of something. I mean, you just want the draft pick? You think you're just going to drop Caleb Williams into that offense and it's okay? You know, the grass isn't always greener because Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback.
It's my quarterback.
I said it. Yes, Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. I would argue that in skill, even though it's not record-wise, that Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Jared Goff. But that I think they're very similar. I think they're very close to style. You protect these guys, they're accurate, they make good decisions, they manage the game well. So if you think that Caleb Williams is going to come in and do better, I mean, maybe. Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Joshua says, let them tie. That's like the best in the world, wouldn't it be? If they just come in and they duke it out and they end in a tie. That would be fantastic, wouldn't
it? That would be cute. You know how I like to say that. That'd be cute.
That would be cute. I'll just put them in another game behind. Oh.
Yeah.
I want this division so bad, G. Like it's so important, you know, as a Lions fan base, and I keep talking to everybody about how we won the division before, and I tell them that we haven't. I get pushed back on it a little bit, but we won the Central Division that had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in there, and that was not the North. That was not this division. We've never won this division with these 4 teams in it, and I mean, this is important. It's important that they get it done, and I want to see them lock it up early. And we're heading in that direction. Being 3 games up after 5 games is a good position to be in.
Well, that seems to be the process. You know, locking it up early. You were talking about it earlier as far as the games. We want to put these doggone teams out early. You know, and we do that per game. And it ends up looking like our whole season. I mean, it really looks like we want to spank you until there's like 5 or 6 minutes left to go in the game. And then we're going to kill it with our offensive line.
Right.
You're not going to sprawl them out.
Yeah, and I want to put a shout out to the underestimated third quarter, because I've heard a lot of pushback on the Lions' third quarter because they've been flat in the third quarter. They did not score any points in the third quarter, but I wanted to give them props for their third quarter, because when they went out there, their first drive that they had took 6 minutes, and then they punted the ball, and then they had a long 4-minute drive before they punted the ball back to us, and then we had another 6-minute drive that ended the quarter. And then we scored a touchdown on that drive. And then they came down and scored a meaningless touchdown. But that whole third quarter was all run, ball control, short stuff, running the entire clock out, chewing it up. And they didn't score any points either. We stopped them from scoring points.
Well, you know, people, they still get it twisted. You know, you oh, that's the best team. That's the worst team. It's the NFL. Okay. Coaches aren't 100% horrible. You know, I mean, it's things that happen on the field. And then there are adjustments made in that locker room that you're not going into at halftime. Right. So expect a foe that you are spanking to come out with something different. That's the third quarter. You know, so, and then we adjust, you know, and man, it's just a beautiful
But it worked out good
see.
for us in that way. I mean, it worked out good in the third quarter. We were aggressive on a 4th down. We were driving the ball, ran 6 minutes off the clock, went for it on the 4th down to try to keep the drive going, to keep the clock coming off. And then they didn't get it. And then they drove back. They did not score on us after that. And then we took the ball from the 50-yard line after making them punt and drove it in and scored a touchdown to really ice the game, take it way out of control. I think it was like they had 17 points at that time, and we had like 45 or something like that. It was like, so that last touchdown they scored when they drove all the way down the field. Oh, then they gave up a touchdown at the end. The backups gave up like a touchdown, and they made it hard. It wasn't like they threw a bomb and scored. It was like a 7-minute drive that they had to go on 2 4th downs. Like it was, yeah. I mean, it was a great game. What do you expect is what I would say. Like you played an 0-4 team. Well, they spanked an 0-4 team. Do you want them to do something more than spank them? I mean, it wasn't close.
No, they played them like a little league team. You know, they
Right.
played them like a little league team, you know, when you knew that this spanking was real. And then they just started being gracious hosts, like I said on my 1st and 4th football video. It was like, okay, y'all go ahead and do your thing. Work on your offense. We're going to chill a little while. Hutchinson's banged up a little bit after that sweet doggone interception, you know. So, yeah, y'all go ahead and do your thing. You know, get points if you can, you know. It felt like that.
Right. And and that's what here we are talking NFC North football. It's a Thursday. We're going into this Thursday night game. I got to get out of here early because I got to get my son off the bus for everybody that's out there. But I do want to throw that out there to the people because we do have a game tonight. We love Thursday night football. We don't talk much outside of the NFC North other than what other game might be playing on I gotta find my card here. Yeah, what other game might be playing on Thursday night. In this case, it is the Broncos are taking on the Chiefs in another primetime game right here. I think everybody knows that the Chiefs are probably going to win this game, but throw a score, put it in writing. That's what I always say. Put it in writing, put it out there. That way, I mean, especially if you're not going to bet any money. I know a lot of people like to bet money. I guess that's the ultimate form of flattery right there. Put some money down on it. But who do you got? Broncos versus Chiefs tonight. What do you got, GT?
This has the possibility of being another palindrome, 41-14, you know, type of situation, you know, for Kansas City to win this game. It's a little suspect that Kelsey's going to make it. But the receivers actually have been catching the ball a little bit more. And Denver can't stop a cold. They can't stop nothing. You know?
Right.
So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me see where I'm at here. I think that I'm going to also pick a double-digit win, too. I'm going to take the Chiefs 31-10 over the Broncos. So that's where I'm at. Where are you at out there? And GT, go ahead, plug the show for tonight so everybody can come out there and watch our fantastic program.
Tonight, and we know sports, 7 o'clock on Roku. Look for High Dimension Networks on your Roku. Or you can go to www.higd, that's HIGHD.TV. You know, and me and Fontaine will be there talking about everything from the last Lions game to the Cowboys spanking and a lot of other stuff. We're going to have some fun. And it's a nice little hip-hop open mic at Rubes and Flint starting tonight, too. So you can probably go down there if you got some skills. You know somebody got some skills. Check them out. Our partner, Claude, from the network is running it. And Fontaine sent me the info today. So check that out, too.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, for being part of NFC North Main Event Football Talk with me, your host, Russell Wayne. Thank you, GT, once again for having, coming out on Thursdays and talking some football with us. And you out there, we love having you. The ones that are broadcasting live right here, Detroit Lions News, Detroit Lions Villain Squad, hit the YouTube channel. Packer fans, go to Bill the Packer fans. Bear fans, go to Mike the Bear fan. And, how we always do this every single morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Your host, Russell Wayne, right here. And may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. One Pride. Thank you, everybody. You still out there? I had to go check. The bus ain't here yet. I do want to thank everybody for watching the program today. NFC North Talk with Russell Wayne. And like every day, what I like to do is no matter what you were watching it on, I'm going to go and I'm going to throw the YouTube link into all the comments, because we would love for you guys to join us on our YouTube page and our broadcast today. Let me get that up in here. A little paste action and boom, there it is. And we ain't got no big corporate sponsors or anything like that. The way you support the show is just by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. It's free. Doesn't cost you a dime. And you're helping us out. You're helping us reach more football fans. And if you're listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth right now, you are a football fan and you should just deal with it, because that's what it is. Because there's no way you'd be listening to my voice right now unless you were a football fan. I know that to be true. Hey everybody, Russell Wayne right here from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad in the main event 365. We would like to let everybody know that we appreciate you. All the football fans, anybody that likes the content, supports what we do. We aren't affiliated with the Detroit Lions. I wanted you to know that. We're not affiliated with them. We're not backed by the big corporate. We ain't got no big, huge sponsor donation that pays for our huge salaries to be talking heads. That's not what we have. We just do it because we love it. We love football. We love football fans. We love talking football. We love to use football to bring our families together on Sunday. And that's the most important thing, folks. We got to love one another. We have to. Football is just one of the things that we use to love on each other. But spend time with the family. Yep. You know, we love singing Forward Down the Field, G.
Yeah.
We don't want Mike Valenti taking this song away. This is tradition.
Yeah.
Boo, cancel culture. I don't care if you don't like it. As a Michigan fan, imagine them taking your fight song away and saying, wow, that's too old. I don't give a shit. That was written before you were born. Come on. Forward down the field. A charging team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Go hard, win this game. With honor you will keep your fame. Down the field and gain a Lions victory. What the hell is wrong with that? We sing the damn song after every touchdown, and we don't apologize. Because we're passionate. We're passionate about the Lions. We want to be the ones. We were here, G, when they rose to relevancy. We were the ones. Is this it? Are we here? Is this happening? History.
Yeah, our Lions are amazing.
I like.
Our Lions are amazing.
That's what they are. That's what they are. All right, here for you Green Bay Packer fans. We're going to leave you with this one right here. I know that you love me.
It's not fair. They were It's not gonna be okay.
What's going on, Russell Wayne and the Main Event 365 Network? This is Jason Kabinda from the Detroit Lions. Here to give y'all a shout out, man. We appreciate all the support, man. Know you guys are big fans. Know that you guys are rooting for us to take the North